Welcome back, Tim here, Candid Tech TV. So this NOMVDIC P1000 projector is definitely by far the best projector I've tested out to date. Now, while this doesn't fall in what I would call the budget range, this has a ton of helpful features and it is packed with pretty much anything I think you would need. So I'm gonna give you all the details in my testing on this projector today and why I think this would be a great option for pretty much any user. So NOMVDIC did sponsor this video and sent over this projector so I can make this video for you. First thing is, this is a native 4K projector. A lot of the ones out on the market, especially in the budget range, if you're looking at those in listings, they'll say 4K supported. That is not what this is. This is native 4K, which is what you need to actually be looking at. A lot of the other projectors, they'll say 4K supported, but in reality, they're native 1080p and they're just gonna downscale it. So how different is that 4K versus the 1080p? Well, it opens up a lot of different possibilities for text uses, business use, things like that. So if you're somebody who maybe wants to browse some websites, do your online shopping, maybe use it for a little bit of some of your PowerPoints for business and Word documents, things like that. This is something that's definitely going to be more possible with a 4K projector. So you don't lose any of that detail in the text. When you're looking at your screens on even your streaming services and things like that, the text is going to be nice and sharp and you're not going to have any issues. This also has 2300 ANSI lumens. That's what you want to be going by, not lux and things like that that are fake terms made up by other manufacturers. Some of the other budget projectors I've tested, even in the recent past, have been maybe 500 ANSI lumens. This is 2300 ANSI lumens, which means you can actually use this during daytime. I'll show you here a little bit of a few examples. Obviously, this is going to look stunning with the lights off. With the lights on in the room, and I do have bright lights in my overhead lights, you see it's going to be a little bit more washed out. But when I show you here what this looks like, this was just with my window open in the room. The blinds were drawn, but I was not using the blackout curtains that I have. So you could see what that looks like. Otherwise, blackout curtains, basement, this is going to look amazing after sunset for movie nights, gaming nights, things like that. It's going to look excellent. But if you do have a little bit of light coming in through the window, or you got blinds closed but you have some ambient light coming in, this is definitely usable during the day as well. The other thing you're going to get when you step up to this range is this is not an LCD projector, this is a DMD projector. It's a 0.65 inch digital micro mirror device chip. So it's used in DLP projectors. It's basically a bunch of tiny mirrors that individually can choose to reflect light or not. So that's where a lot of the quality, the colors, and the brightness of this projector come from. And it does look really good. You can see here the color quality, the actual sharpness, like I said, the native 4K that comes through. It all looks really great, really amazing. The nice thing too is there's a lot of different customization with 4-point keystone correction. You have horizontal and vertical keystone correction, rotation. You can zoom in and out. So you have a lot of different customization you can do with your picture. The nice thing is it's all electronic. There's no manual corrections of these things. With this projector, you're not gonna get any blurriness around the edges. I was using about 9 degrees of keystone correction and it put my picture on my screen perfectly, and I did not have any loss in image quality, no blurriness, no distortion whatsoever. This also has an autofocus, and you can just press a button as well to refocus that. It also has auto keystone correction. So there's a lot of different controls like that where if you want to just throw this up on a wall real quick, it'll just dial in the picture for you. If you're going to have it in a more permanent space, you can get in there and also do your manual corrections, which is what I did to get the best quality. So one of my favorite things about this projector is definitely the sound quality. This has 2 6-watt cube speakers. It's Harman Kardon, so it's great quality. And man, I was blown away. The fan noise on this is basically non-existent too. Like, I didn't even think about the fan while I was using this projector. So that's a huge step up from other models. But then the sound quality on top of that was just impeccable. The volume goes up to an increment of 20 at about 5, 6, 7. I'd say that's where I was typically listening just at nighttime and watching shows and things like that. 10 was good for the small room I was in, but you can get this all the way up to level 20 and it really rocks. The nice thing is too that there was no distortion at those top levels of the audio. Sometimes you get up really high like that and really the top, 25% may not be usable. These speakers were still sounding great, all the way maxed out at 20 out of 20. This has Bluetooth 4.2, so if you want to actually hook up a Bluetooth speaker to this, you can as well. But like I said, I'm really impressed with the onboard sound quality of these speakers built into the P1000. I was even able to just airdrop audio over to this really easy as well. And I could actually see applications where, maybe you're just playing music on this or playing some music videos or things like that, just airdropping audio over. It sounds that good. Going over some of the other picture quality specs, this does have 125% of the Rec 709 color gamut, and it has HDR10 with 3 million to 1 contrast ratio. You could watch 4 hours a day for 20 years before that's gonna run out. So I'm super impressed with the quality of this picture. This was on a 100-inch indoor screen you can see here that you're taking a look at. This does have a pretty short throw distance. It also projects upward a little bit. So for most scenarios where you're trying to project, a few feet up on a wall, that's gonna be perfect for you. And you don't have to have this super far away. You can have it on a table, a tripod, something like that, a little bit closer up to the screen. It's recommended that you do a 60-inch up to 180-inch screen size. Like I said, this is 100 inches you're taking a look at here. So with its 1.2 times optical zoom and its 0.68 short throw ratio, it really makes it great for small spaces. And optical zoom makes sure you're not going to degrade any image quality like you would with digital zoom. And this means you can get about a 150-inch picture from just about 5 feet away. So for the best experience, you're definitely going to want to use some type of Fire Stick or dongle to hook up to this. I was using my Roku player that you can see here. That's just going to make it easy to access all of your apps and streaming services. The nice thing with that too then is if you want to take that and put that on another TV or somewhere else in the house, all of your stuff is right there on that Fire Stick, for example, and you're able to easily move that around. You'll be signed into all your apps still. As of the time of this video, you actually get an Amazon Fire Stick TV 4K Max. So you can easily use that with this, have all of your apps and stream from that, and you're gonna have an awesome experience. So another reason why this is an amazing and very versatile projector is for its gaming performance as well. So this actually has a 4.2 millisecond latency for gaming, which is pretty awesome. I'm not going to show too much gaming footage for copyright reasons, but I actually tested out the BenQ TH585 and 685 years ago, and at the time those were known as really great gaming projectors because of their latency. Those were 16.4 milliseconds and 8.3 milliseconds, and this is 4.2 milliseconds. So again, this is pretty awesome if you're someone who's serious about your gaming and you play a lot of online games and things like that, maybe first-person shooters. This is going to be great for you. Now it's also at 240 hertz, so that's going to give you some great performance. So with all that's included, this is still a pretty nice size and portable projector as well. It has a hidden handle on the top of this, which honestly you can't even tell is there until you go to use it. Overall, it has a very classy look. It's kind of got this wavy design on the sides of it that gives a nice aesthetic appeal. There are some physical buttons on the top to turn it on and control the audio very quickly. There's a lot of different connections on the side of this, including a USB-A port for charging. There's a USB-C port, and you get a USB-C to USB-C cable. I was able to actually hook up my MacBook that way. You don't get the traditional HDMI cable, but that's nice because you can then hook up your phone that way, MacBooks, and other devices. You can also AirPlay to this and do things like that. There's some wireless options you can see here. You can also use the Google Home app to cast things from Google and Android devices. So something that often gets overlooked is the remote for the projectors. This projector remote is honestly the best one I've used. I love the design of it. It's just nice and simple, but it has everything that you need on it. You can easily access the settings, your volume controls, anything you might need. My favorite feature with the remote though is that it actually has a sensor in it. When you move it, it will illuminate, and it has backlit keys. So that is so clutch when you're watching this in the dark, which you're going to be most of the time. And it's just something that you can overlook, but it really adds to the user experience. So the top reasons why I think you should get this P1000 projector are, number one, the ease of use. It's very easy to set this up. You can just point it at a wall. Has a lot of the auto features like auto keystone, auto focusing. You're not gonna have to deal with any manual focusing or manual keystone controls, which can be pretty frustrating, especially if you're a beginner. Because of how easy this is to use, I think you're gonna be using this a lot more often. The other thing is the sound quality and the portability. Because this sounds so dang good, you don't really have to hook up any external speakers. Usually that's a suggestion I make on every single video I make. With this, I would say you do not have to worry about any external speakers. It sounds that good. So whether you're gaming, streaming, or watching movies, you're gonna get some pretty good sound quality. And the fact that it's so portable, you're able to bring this around, whether you're gonna put it outside, put it on a patio, take it over to a friend's house. You can have a lot of great fun with this. And then finally, the fact that you're getting native 4K in this projector is just great and sets it apart from so many others. Like I mentioned with the text, you're gonna get nice crisp text, and pretty much anything you watch, whether you're streaming, playing games, whatever, it's gonna look awesome. So if you wanna pick this up, the link is gonna be in the comments in the description. That is an affiliate link. Like I said, NOMVDIC did send this over. I've had a very positive experience with this projector. I'm super happy with it. Love the sound quality, love the picture. If you like reviews like this, projectors, home theater content, please hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.